And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, well, not viewers this time, listeners worldwide, coast to coast, Canada, United States, all across the globe, to a very special Thursday edition of the Hagmann Hagmann Report. Today is May 31st, 2012. This is a live broadcast. We are broadcasting from the studios of the Northeast Intelligence Network. We are part of the Team K9 Radio Network, and that's our own network, Team K9. And folks, if you haven't joined the pack already, do so. Go to HomelandSecurityUS.com and join the pack. You'll see it on the right-hand side there. I'd like to just to say that we did a brief video broadcast prior to the show. I received some comments here. I'm an angry man. And I am an angry man today.
Yes, you are.
I'm grumpy. Grumpy. No, I'm angry. I'm angry. Welcome to the program, Joe. We've got just a jam-packed program of news, information to get some announcements as well, but welcome to the program.
Glad to be here. We just did the video broadcast for about 40 minutes for those of you who missed it. My father was angry, and it was a good show. We talked about a few things and some things we're going to get into tonight.
Folks, you've got no idea what goes on behind the scenes sometimes when you try to get the truth out. When you try to get the truth out, things happen. Bad things happen.
Yeah, they do, and
that's
they
all
will
I'm
continue to happen.
That's all I'm going to say. And you know what? Look for another installment of some information from our insider source. It's out soon. I don't know how soon I can get this out, but look for it soon.
As we ended the video broadcast, I talked about a headline that we would get into right away on our.
I hate to interrupt you again. The chat room here. Just go to Hagmann Hagmann Live page if you want to just see the. I don't even know how to describe it.
HomelandSecurityUS.com, and the tab is Hagmann and Hagmann Live Report Live. It's like the third or fourth one over. Click that, and the video archive will be up. We have an announcement to make for this Sunday. We are doing a special show on Sunday from 9 to midnight with Steve Quayle, a special 3-hour show this Sunday, 9 to midnight Eastern Standard Time. And we will be live with Mr. Quayle talking about a bunch of things. We will have some kind of article written and put up on our website before the show to let everybody know, and so you guys can continue to spread the word and post information about the show, as well as show topics and things we will be discussing while he is on. Announces plans to arm domestic surveillance drones with missiles.
Who didn't see that coming?
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a while. This is from the AlexanderHiggins.com. It says, fully armed, remotely controlled aircraft will be used by the United States military and its allies, and the war on terror overseas are set to begin a new era of operating over domestic soil. The U.S. military has revealed that a stronger, more powerful version of the famed Predator drone known as the MQ-9 Reaper drones are being fitted up with missiles and other explosive ordnances as part of a development of 30,000 drones authorized to fly over the U.S. by the NDAA, and armed drones will now be operating inside the United States.
They are already...
That was authorized by the FAA, not under the NDAA. As it states in this article.
Okay, I've got information here, folks. This is exclusive to our audience. I'll be writing about this later. Roughly 30% of the drones right now are equipped with non-lethal devices, non-lethal force devices. 30% of the drones. Now, I asked for clarification on what non-lethal meant. And I got from this particular source who knows of these things, and rubber bullets, yes. Acoustical devices, yes. Also, the laser. The name escaped. Not laser.
The infrared.
Yes, thank you. Infrared. I want to say microwave, but that's it. That's not it. I don't have my notes right in front of me. Yes.
I was just going to make a joke about that, but I'll leave that alone. Continuing on here, a military spokesman at the Hancock Field Air National Guard Base in New York said the drones will only be armed with missiles and explosive ordinances when they are operating in airspace over U.S. military bases and are only being armed as part of a program to train others to operate America's new drone fleet. Now tell me, what do they need to be armed for? To practice flying them?
Well, there's like everything, like every lie, there's a morsel, every lie from the government. And I like Jim Mars' statement. I don't believe it until the government denies it. Okay,
that is good.
But and yeah, we keep saying this. But we gotta get Jim Mars on too. But look, there's a question of, and it's the air equivalent of ballast. If my stepson was here, he's a pilot. He took pilot stuff training, but something about the mechanisms for these drones. You've got to have a certain, I don't know, specifications. What do you call that stuff? To make them fly straight and right and to be able to control them, because it alters their center of gravity or their controllability, whatever that is. But yes, so the morsel of the truth is, yeah, they're equipping them to test them to see if they can fly with these. But see, they've already done this too in Iraq and Afghanistan. So this is not their first rodeo either.
No.
But they're lying to us, folks. They are lying to us. They are already equipped.
And to say that they're only flying the armed drones over only military bases.
No.
Such a lie.
There was a Predator drone, and folks, if you didn't hear the show earlier this week, a Predator drone sighted over the Memorial Day weekend on the Allegheny River near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I believe this source because this military source knows the aircraft.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And this Air Force base is in central New York State.
Where do we know?
Yeah, I told you it's in the Hancock.
Okay, so it's at the base of the Catskills.
The Hancock Field Air National Guard Base in New York.
Right.
And
right.
I think it's closer to. This video is from Syracuse.com and
right, but
the link.
But Hancock is near Deposit, and Deposit is, of course, where Islamburg used to be. The headquarters by Sheikh Mubarak Ali Jalani, who's got a religious statement against yours truly.
Yeah, the Hancock Air National Guard Base. They said the drones will be only armed with missiles.
Gotcha.
And
okay.
they'll be only armed over U.S. Military bases. Now, we know that's not true. The news comes as Obama administration comes under fire for his use of drones in the street and his assassination program. Now, we announced that Obama's assassination program with David Axelrod taking part in that, David Axelrod, and the Council of 7 or 9. Did we get into that, or should we save that?
I cannot believe what you just said.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, take it from there.
All right. Well, I guess it's out. Okay. Yeah. I've got folks. I've got a source within DHS, and I spoke to a source that. Yeah, I can't believe that. I can't believe that you actually said this. There is. Let me grab my notes here. And I do take copious notes. But having spoken to my source,
see, this is why we need to communicate more before shows and before when we're giving each other information. When you tell me information that you don't want put out there, you should say, "Joe, don't say this to anybody." And next time I'll make a mental note.
That's
and
all right.
I won't disclose that information.
Okay. Well, no, and I suppose this is good because our listeners can be the first to hear this. Okay. There is something called a Special Executive Tactical Activities Committee or a Special Executive Tactical Activities Division. The people, it's like people will deny it exists. The DHS, everyone's going to deny it exists. There's 7 people involved in this: Obama, Napolitano, Jarrett, Petraeus, Panetta, Holder, and one other person, which I have not been able to identify. They're the ones that make the decisions with respect to the kill list, the American Citizen Kill List. Okay, now this is new. This is breaking news. This is from my source at DHS. This is brand new. No one has heard this. This is an extension of the article I wrote for my insider source, who is affably named Rosebud. Okay. Yes, Obama oversees the American kill list. There's 7 people involved in this in total, and he is the tiebreaker. And folks are making a list to kill American citizens, whether or not they are Islamic terrorists or people that perhaps might be dissidents. And I know this is difficult to hear and even more difficult to accept, but if you're critical of the administration to the extent where you are an impediment, an actual impediment of the implementation of their goals, you could be considered for this list. And okay, now this is not. I've never said this publicly anywhere before, except right here. So since you opened the door, I'll just give you the
did not mean to do that. Like I said, I'm sorry. Get on the same page with me about information, and we will not have this problem.
Well, no, look, I was going to write about it anyway because my source wants this out. He said, look, I'm not comfortable with this. I mean, it's coming, but there's the gist of it right there. And they're also telling people there's a number of cities, Chicago, Denver, Phoenix, Miami, and New York City. And New York City has a special relationship, Bloomberg, with the Obama administration, where they are now, and Steve Quayle knows about this. Steve, and this is one of the reasons why Steve's coming on the air on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but they are now these police, certain police, and you're not going to find anything in writing about this or hear anything about this on the news. But these cities are being the test. The police in these cities are being the test, beta test for a lethal force on protesters.
Yeah.
Don't say yeah until you really understand what I just said.
No, I know. You said we're going to be getting into. We're going to hit some more economic news here. The United States last year lost 129,000 millionaires. That's in 2011. America's millionaire population declined for the first time since the financial crisis, according to a new report. The population of U.S. millionaire households with inevitable assets of $1 million or more fell to 5,134,000 from 5,263,000 in 2011, according to the Boston Consultant Group's Global Wealth Study, basically saying more private money is leaving. There's less wealth in this country. Their taxing is increasing. We know the energy, the inflation, all this is increasing at the same time. The opportunity, the jobs are decreasing, and we are getting stuck with the bill of these wars. The national debt continues to increase. We have the health care costs coming into effect, and pretty soon, our debt's already unsustainable. It's just a matter of how it's going to crumble down. What's going to be the next bubble? Is it going to be the student loans? Is it going to be another housing bubble?
No, it's going to be the Treasury. It's going to be the Treasury. Right, well, Treasury notes. But, I've been getting requests here. Let me just clarify something, and then you can get into this, we're getting into this more. Okay, there's a lot of questions, a lot of interaction in the chat room. I went through that really quick, and let me put this in perspective just very briefly, with your indulgence, Mr. Joe.
Sure.
Okay. I think he almost threw his headphones at me.
No, okay. I'm wiping the sweat off my forehead. It's hot in this studio.
When you get old enough, you have to take blood thinners, the rat poison that they give you, because you have, never mind. You get cold. And that's why old people, anyway. Yeah, it is hot. Okay, let me revisit here what my source told me, okay? Okay. Okay, let me go back to Ulsterman, the White House Insider. I had not really heard of the White House Insider, or not really read or paid attention to. If I did, maybe it was passing, and I didn't really know that person existed until recently. And then I started going back through and looking, and I thought, wow, this is interesting. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Ulsterman Report in the White House Insider. Well, he's been saying things about Obama. And the reason I mentioned that this time is because my source, who has nothing to do with any of that, my source is not a politician or politico anybody. He's somebody that my source is somebody under the umbrella of DHS, close enough to know what's going on. What I was told, the most recent thing I was told, and this is sure to get around the internet. I'm sure this is going to do it, but you guys are going to be the first to hear it. Two things. There's a Special Executive Tactical Activities Division or Committee. I'm not sure which, like CTAC or CTAD. And they're going to deny this, believe me, and I'm going to get vilified on the internet saying, oh, you're just making this stuff up. Okay, fine, whatever, I don't care. But there's 7 members to this Star Chamber. Obama, Napolitano, Jarrett, Panetta, Petraeus, Holder, and one other person. I'm not sure if that was 7 or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there you go. All right. With Obama is 7. And Obama, you've all heard of the kill list, American U.S. citizens kill list. Well, Obama has in the event of a tie, Obama has the deciding vote.
That's comforting.
Okay, now, U.S. citizens are a part of this list. Okay, this is the first part of the information. I'll get to the second part in a minute. So the kill list exists, and the information that I'm getting is they are mixing the treasonous activity. They're failing to distinguish between treason or enemies of the state, true enemies of the state who want to kill, like, government officials or, well, never mind.
People who are
true
actively
terrorists.
intending on hurting someone.
Right. Okay. Versus people who are critical and impediments to the agenda that they're trying to implement. Okay. There's a blurred line there. And the second thing, and even with this alleged Star Chamber, there's a blurred line there. The second thing that was said, and this is the question that was raised in the interactive chat here. There are several cities, and I talked to Steve Quayle about this. He's getting this information as well, which is most disturbing to me, because when I get it and he gets it, I mean, look, I know it's true. He knows it's true, but we're getting it from different people. Holy cow. Chicago, Denver, Phoenix, Miami, and New York are the cities that I know where they will be starting to use lethal force against protesters. All right? When I say protesters, I'm talking about the people who are going to be the most disruptive. Think of Kent State, I guess. There's discussion. Again, all of this behavior is incremental. In other words, you saw people getting pushed back, the Occupy people getting pushed back. I'm not standing up for the Occupy people or anybody. I'm just reporting facts here. You saw them getting pushed back by the police. Then you saw the clubs come out. Then you saw the macing and the clubbing. Then you saw rubber bullets or I don't know what else happened. I mean, they
were just randomly dragging journalists, people out of crowds.
Incremental. Now, the federalization, what amounts to a federalization of municipal police agencies bypassing the state, these are the beta test cities.
And don't forget,
for the DHS,
the agitators that will be involved in this to get these people going, to get the crowd.
Right.
Exactly. They always have their group of undercover police officers or federal agents to dress up in the anarchist uniforms and start fires and overturn dumpsters and cars. And as agitators get out of the way when the cops come in and crack down on the people who are peacefully protesting, thereby making the protest look violent at face value while making the crackdown look acceptable. And when this happens, as it has so many times, people have been caught over and over in different countries, different cities. It's happening now. With the overthrow of our governments. It's exactly the same tactics we are using to overthrow governments in the Middle East with these al-Qaeda groups we're arming.
Exactly.
And it's what they do. This is how they do it. And yeah, you can bet there will be a time in this country we call America that once was the greatest nation, some argue, on earth, that they will be.
It still is the greatest nation on earth. The people we have to. Well, I guess we have to bring it back to that status.
Right. Yeah. I wouldn't consider it the greatest nation on earth. It still could be if the people chose to turn their life back to God and repent, as it says, as I read from 2 Chronicles 7, chapter 7, verse 14. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves to pray and seek my face and turn from their evil ways, then I will hear from heaven, I will forgive their sins, and I will heal their land. And that's all we need to do as a country, as the majority of the country, is turn back, repent, and ask for the forgiveness of the Lord, and He will heal our land. But will that be done? Not in this evil nation. I do not see that happening.
Well, I think we have to. I think we have to pay we're going to be judged. But too, a couple more things I want to say that relative to the information I had, and I agree with that, Joe, what you said too. There and somebody, I had mentioned this earlier. There are two time periods, and again, this comes from Rick Wiles, but my source is sticking to the November time period, or this summer. I'm sorry, heating up to the chaos. But my source is still wondering whether we're going to have elections, and actually they're planning. Because I asked about this, and what was said was, look, these people don't expect to be going anywhere in November. Now,
no, of course not. But they'll rig the election. They'll hold the October surprise. They'll do what they have to do to stay in power if that's what the people behind the presidency want to happen. It all depends on what's going to help their agenda move along. Now,
they're expecting an economic collapse.
There could be an election. There could not be an election. There could be a change in leadership. There could be the same leadership. There's a lot of things that could happen here. It's just how is it going to play out? But one thing's guaranteed. It's all controlled.
Yeah, it is, and that's why. And I can't remember if we said it during this program or not, but that's why the Bilderberg meetings is, it's against the Logan Act. Did we talk about that on this part?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, senior moment again.
Yeah, but you've been having a